Yo, yo, yo. What's up, peoples? What it do, fam? Happy Sunday. Sunday. Good to see you guys. As always, dude. Sorry, a little bit of a later start today. I'm a dragon. I'm moving slow, dude. So, we got some video gaming news for today, and that'll be August 20th edition, and then we'll dive into some more Fallout New Vegas, man. Let me go ahead and PSA this real quick. Normally my day off, the stream down day is on Wednesdays. It is going to be tomorrow this week, so we're switching it this coming week. So tomorrow the stream will be down. There will be no live stream tomorrow, and Wednesday I will be live. So we're just flip-flopping days this week. I have some live stuff going on I need to take care of, so I'm gonna go ahead and take Monday off instead of Wednesday, and then we'll be back and we'll just stream the rest of the week. Okay, so that's the plan. I don't know. On that note, let's go ahead and do what we do, baby. Let's dive into this video gaming news segment and see what's going on in the wild, wonderful world of video games, man. Go ahead and pause that music out, and let's get in here. Baby, what up, brother? What's going on, man? How was work yesterday, dude? What we got here? Vampire Survivors now has couch co-op. That's dope. A little slow. Word. Made the day go probably long. Yeah, feel like the day was long. Okay, I'll pull up the Epic Games in just a moment. I try to promote that as often as I can. Get everybody as much info about free content, free games, discounts, things like that I can. So we'll jump into the Epic Games stuff. Starfield leaks have Bethesda executive feeling disappointed. It's a tough thing nowadays, man, for developers and publishers to keep information under wraps. Especially, it feels like the closer they get to release, the harder it is to keep the information under wraps. I think that I agree. I could completely understand why it would be disappointing for developers, you know. I actually, I'll talk about it sometimes. We talk about how often, I mean, a prime example of something that I don't think is good for the industry necessarily, or the relationship between us as gaming enthusiasts slash consumers and the developers of video games, are things like, the GTA 6 hack, or the Rockstar hack, where all the GTA 6 information got, taken, leaked, and I mean, it was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of video, it was a lot of code, stuff like that. That's unfortunate. I don't think that that's good stuff. But even, just information about a game right before it releases or whatever, it's hard for companies to keep that stuff under wraps. And I guess I probably feel a little more, on the side of feeling for the developers in this sense, because I'm also a game player that doesn't like spoilers or anything either, and so I can understand the developers and these passion projects they have quite often not wanting people to spoil it for other people, or wanting that information to be out there until the game is actually fully released. I guess to an extent that makes sense to me. But I don't know. It's kind of inevitable. And I think that developers nowadays just have to understand that the closer you get to a release, the more likely it is that somebody's going to get their hands on bits and pieces of information, or there's, especially if you're pushing out early access editions of the game in either a review capacity or giving people early access editions of the game or whatever. The info is going to get out there. Not that Starfield's early access doesn't begin until September 6th, but they've probably already pushed out some like review copies to maybe critics and things like that. Who knows I mean, how much can you trust even the insiders to your company to not talk about the game, the specifics and the details of the game outside? It's got to be very tough. Information can flow from all different avenues and get out there for people, and I can understand how it can be disappointing, but it's kind of inevitable. Epic's free games, guys. Black Book, Dodo Peak. Both of these games are free right now from currently through the 24th. You got about a little over 4 days left to grab these games. And then it'll be Home World, Deserts of Karak, which will be the free game coming up next week. Okay, so go ahead and grab your free games now. Get prepared to grab your free game next week. Okay? This is cool. Vampire Survivors has couch co-op. That's interesting. That game just continues to evolve. Man, I haven't played it since year 1 of the stream, So, or of the channel being live, kind of crazy. I know there's been a lot of content added to it since then. So 2021, we played Vampire Survivors, and it was dope. I loved it. I thought it was great. But I know there's been a lot that's been added to. What did I see? There was a Kotaku article that I came across last night, I think, and I was like, oh, dude, I need to remember to grab that. But I came across it on my phone, and I forgot to keep it up. Oh, it might have been that. Yeah. Blizzard has responded to the Overwatch 2 review bombing, apparently. So let's grab this. Let's talk about this. We've talked a little bit about how bad Overwatch 2 has been getting just slammed, dude, on Steam ever since it finally got put on that platform. Previously, it was only really accessible through Blizzard, right? And so now that it's actually on a platform where reviews can be submitted, it's the worst reviewed game of all time currently. At last time we looked at 9%, and we're talking a massive amount of reviews. I think last time we looked, it was like somewhere over 110 or 120,000 reviews at 9% positive. It was brutal. And we've talked a lot. I don't think it's really all that surprising. We've talked a lot about Overwatch 2 and a lot of the criticism that even our community members have expressed to me over Overwatch 2, what it has become since Overwatch 1. Well, really, it's like Overwatch 1.5, if anything. But we'll dive in there. We'll talk about it. Yeah, we saw this yesterday. So I'm not going to dive into that. That's in yesterday's news segment. Death Stranding 2 fans think Keanu may be in the game after new Kojima post. Interesting. Well, we'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. Let's just hope that. Look, I love Keanu Reeves. I think he seems like an amazing individual, actually, in real life. And but I'm just hoping there's not some kind of like jinxing on the games that he's in or something. This is because Cyberpunk was a mess. So if he is actually going to be in Kojima's next project, which Kojima is a very reliable game developer and producer, you know what I mean? So I don't have a lot of worries there, but yeah, we should take another look at Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Should probably have up some Metacritic user reviews at this point too. Um, okay, yeah, we'll hit on that. We'll hit on that. Can the Pokemon, dude? I just had this. I was just talking about this other day in one of our news segments, and I actually just had this conversation with my friend on the phone. Um, so can Pokemon Company keep making good designs for their pocket monsters? Dude, I think they already have lost their creative aptitude for making new Pokemon. It's gotten really weird, man. I talked about this the other day or here recently in the news where it's like, it's like now they're coming out with like a candy apple Pokemon and like teapot Pokemon. It's like, Jesus, where's the creative side of these developers and being able? And don't get me wrong, I know it's got to be a little bit rough whenever you've got already got this plethora. I mean, it's a massive amount of Pokemon. I mean, I don't even know, over 1,000 at this point. Over 1,000 Pokemon. Trying to not think about the ones that have already been made and get creative in making new ones. I think has got to be a difficult process. But Lord help, I mean, it feels brutal whenever I see these Pokemon come out and it's like, hey, this is check out this Pokemon, and it's basically a motorcycle. It's like what? And then it's a candy apple Pokemon, and it's a teapot Pokemon. You know, I don't know. It feels very unimaginative. It feels like the creative side of this is really failing for Pokemon, dude. And I feel like it has been for a while. Um, Not that there haven't always been a few weird ones from the get go, some wonky ones here and there. But dude, I think over the past few generations, past couple of generations especially, they've been feeling really rough, dude. They've been reaching hard, been really reaching, man. Trying to come up with some ideas for new Pokemon, and I don't know. Seems rough to me. Wait. It looks like Samsung has an upgrade to their gaming hub, which is part of their smart TV setup for gaming and everything. Let's see what's going on there. Why companies still rely on pre-orders in the gaming industry? Um, because people continue to buy into it. I think this is one. We read a great article. Look, I'm going to pull this back up. I bookmarked this. This article was great. These are sentiments that I touch on quite often in our news segments. Gaming pre-orders are rightfully taken to task for being more detrimental to gamers than not. This was an article written by Ash Martinez out of WGTC, and it was a fantastic article we read yesterday. I'll link it for you. If you didn't get to see it yesterday, take a look at it. It's really, really good. I mean, it literally is. It felt like reading a lot of the same things that I talk about all the time. And ultimately, I think that, where we're at with the video gaming industry and the lack of regulations that we deal with, and the giving companies the ability to just develop trash games but hype them up to where people buy into them before they know what the quality of the game is going to be like. That is the biggest reason why companies want to do pre-order stuff. They incentivize it. They bait people into buying into the pre-orders. I know that to an extent it gives companies an idea of what the sales of the game are going to be and everything like that. But it's a real scummy kind of thing, because in today's day and age of gaming, you never can tell anymore whether a game is going to be even able to hardly be played on release. There are some developers that I think you can still trust. There are a lot that you can't. And shout out to the indie side of the gaming industry. I think more often than not, the indie side of the industry does a fantastic job. AAA games, it's a flipping mixed bag, dude. You just never know. There are still good AAA gaming companies too that do a great job, but there are a lot that are just hit or miss, and there are a lot that are just miss also. Um, the pre-order baiting tactics, it's like, oh, get the worst thing they do is get 3 days early access, and it's like, really? So basically, what they're doing is they're baiting people into a getting to play the game a few days early at like a $20 to $30 higher price point, when really, whenever games get released, they're almost always, dude, needing to be kind of fleshed out. They need a little bit more patching and stuff anyway, so you're getting to play a rougher version of the game than most people are going to get to play whenever it full releases anyways. And it's not like you're getting a whole lot of extra advantage out of playing the game early most of the time anyways, occasionally maybe. In the long run, you'll probably not even think about it, a year after that game has been released. It'll be like, I probably didn't need that early access, but it's the hype train that gets people bought into that. Or it's like, oh, it will give you a gold cosmetic for your weapon, or whatever. It's, if you buy into the early access, and it's really not worth it, because you can't tell anymore whether a game's going to be good or not. And it's so sad to see people buy into the pre-order stuff whenever it's and then just I mean, honestly, buying into the pre-order stuff, the game comes out, it's a hot piece of garbage, and you know that they just feel cheated. And it happens time and time again. I think that's where, I'm hoping that the more this happens to people, the more they understand that at least those companies that have done it to you don't deserve to be supported anymore. At the very least, that's what should be happening. But really, all the way across the industry, this pre-order stuff, dude, needs to quit being supported. It's not a good practice. It's not something that is good for us as the consumer and the gaming community. It quite often is something that just allows companies to hype up a game, release it even though they know it's not complete, and know that people will buy into it because of the hype machine. And it feels bad every time it happens. It feels bad. Yeah, we talked about the Bungie stuff yesterday. Jesus, you've got to be kidding me, dude. Red Dead re-release top sales charts. Holy crap, dude. This is so sad. Wow. How have people bought into the re-release of Red Dead when it's just a port for $50 US? I don't understand what is going through the minds of people, dude. This is disgusting. Good night. Fallout 4 just got better 8 years later. We'll see what's going on there. Dude, that is horrific. That's a terrible thing. It really saddens me to read that in the news this morning. I can't tell you how much, honestly. Xbox Series X users slam change to console. This is terrible. What are you doing today, Davey? You playing some Divinity? What? Assassin's Creed World War II trailer leaves fans stunned. We'll see what's going on there. Yeah, all right, broski. Nice, dude. I'm glad you're digging it, dude. I'm glad you kind of were able to work your way through some of those issues you were having in the beginning of it. Seems like you're enjoying it, man. That's great. Oh, really? Shadow Game at the Cursed Crew, huh? Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, cool. Yeah, dude, this is on my wish list. This game looks really interesting. It's 97% positive right now, 500 reviews. Was any of this early access? When did this just released? Like, yeah, the 17th. Game uses save scumming as a core mechanic and part of the plot. Gotta respect that. Yo, that's insane. Uh, I want to say yes, but I think that some of it might depend on how any of the main quest line turns out. Maybe I don't recall. I think that most of the side quest stuff is not necessarily dependent on the main quest line. You might Google that though, just to make sure. I can't remember definitely. You know, I don't want to lead you in the wrong direction. Um, I don't think you'll have an issue if you want to like. I think Pinky and I kind of went back and forth a little bit. It was like main quest line stuff, side quest stuff. We just kind of hit it as we came across it and everything, you know? So I don't think it was a big deal, really. There might be a few situations where you might not be able to finish some of the side quests, depending on like getting main quest stuff done. I don't know. I can't really remember. But for the most part, I think you'll be okay. I think it kind of separates it, so you shouldn't have an issue. You know, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. You'll probably be all right. But you might just Google it real quick. Be careful, just to make sure I'm not giving you false information. You know, but I think you're okay. Incredible, lots of dude. People are loving this, and none of these are like free game reviews or early access. Ooh man, interesting, dude. Okay, okay. Hmm. Nice. Nice. All right, well, we'll talk about that. Let's bring that up and talk about that. I had kind of been waiting for that game to drop. I forgot that it was dropping a few days ago, so it'll be cool to look at that. This game looks really cool. God of War Ragnarok, a must play PlayStation 5 exclusive that I will play whenever it's no longer a PlayStation 5 exclusive. As soon as that game comes to PC, I'll play it. Yeah. New screenshots and leaked gameplay video for Black Myth Wukong. All right, this is a big hyped game. I actually really liked the way they delayed the game too. There was a delay announcement for the game, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. There was a video, and nobody's normally psyched about a game delay, right? But if a developer, I mean, I think the we would rather see developers do the right thing, delay a game if it needs to be delayed. Make the game feel good before you release it. Don't make us feel cheated out of our money. WrestleQuest just did it. I was a little bit, saddened by the fact we were going to have to play the game later, especially because it's going to conflict with another game release that I'm hyped about, Blasphemous 2. But all in all, I mean, I couldn't help but give them kudos for doing the right thing. Doing the right thing. Delay that game. They found something last minute they couldn't fix. It was a pretty significant thing, and they were like, "We don't want to do this to the consumer. It's our responsibility to make sure this game is of quality standards before we push it out. We care about that, and so we're going to delay it. And then you got to respect that." And Wukong did the same thing. I mean, they came out and told everybody that they were going to be delaying the game because it needed more time, and you want that from developers. You want that transparency. You want that communication, and they even developed a cool little video to like announce it and stuff, which I thought was great. I know a lot of people were turned off by delays and stuff, but for me, I'll take a delay. I'll wait longer for a game to ensure that it comes out and feels good over it getting released too early and broken every single day. Every day, man. We already knew that. We've talked about that. Talked about this as well. Already hit on that also. Yeah, this is probably not a big surprise. So Gamescom, opening night live for Gamescom is hitting on Tuesday. So 2 days from now. We will watch it here. We'll watch it live. Um, it will be kicking off at 1 o'clock p.m. CST. That is my time, stream time, channel time, and convert that to wherever you might live off of that. For North America would be 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern. I actually have a link here. I'll just give it to you. This gives more of the time zones around the world. If you're curious as to when that's popping off. But what we already know is that opening night live for Gamescom, it'll probably be a couple hours long, something like that. And they've already told everybody not to really plan on a lot of announcements, like things that we haven't heard about yet. That's not what we are supposed to be expecting here. More get ready for more information on projects you already kind of knew were in development. And that's okay. A lot of what our June showcases are about are announcements and, telling people what's coming that they didn't really know about, and we've gotten past that, so that's okay. I'm excited still to see everything that they're going to show us at opening night live, and basically, again, tomorrow I'll be taking a day off instead of Wednesday this week, but then Tuesday I'll be back, and we will do the news. Then we'll play WrestleQuest, hopefully, as long as it releases on time. We'll play WrestleQuest for the day, and then we will go watch opening night live to finish the day off. So it'd be like the last 2 roughly hours of the stream day. We'll just watch opening night live together, okay? And it would make sense that we'd see Modern Warfare 3. We already know that the game is releasing on November 10th. That's not that far away. Beta start in October. We're close to Modern Warfare 3 coming. It'll be here before we know it. And so seeing more about the game, we've already seen trailers and stuff. Seeing more about it at Gamescom would only make sense, really. Promising open world gacha game, Project Mugen, coming to PS5. Set to be unveiled at Gamescom. All right, we'll take a quick peek there. See if we can get a bit of a jump on what to expect out of that. PS Plus subscribers warned about losing access to several great games. See what's going on there. Yeah, we already know that God of War 3 is basically in development. Probably somewhere, if timelines line up to the... So we had 2018's God of War. Ragnarok happened in 2022, into 2022. That would mean we should expect probably God of War, the next entry in the series for God of War, to hit sometime in 2026, right? If we're staying in that kind of same release time period between the first 2 games, it would be somewhere around 2026, which could also mean maybe it will be a release for PlayStation's next console, depending on when that happens also. That could line up. We'll just have to wait and see. Early Starfield impressions should make Bethesda happy. Award-winning PS5 game, only $4 in limited time sale. All right, let's go. Let's kick it off, dude. Let's well, God, that's a lot of... Let's skim through one more page here, see if there's anything we need to hit on. We've already seen all that stuff. Looks like there's speculation about an upcoming Nintendo Direct happening next month. So we'll have to keep our eyes and ears open for anything on that front. Nintendo Directs are... they literally don't ever tell you when they're happening live until the day of. So we'll find out probably whenever we hop in here and start doing the news one morning. It'll be like, oh, hey, there's a Nintendo Direct today in like 1 hour. And we'll watch it, but Nintendo's so tight-lipped about anything, it's hard to find out ahead of time when those are happening. Interesting take here. Atlas Fallen proves single-player AA games are worth your time in the live service era. Now look at this. On Steam, of over 650 reviews, this game is rated at 60% positive. That's not great. It's not great. And honestly, it's about what I expected coming out of Deck 13. They are the same developer behind games, the Surge games, which some people really have enjoyed. Okay, but they're not mind blowing games or anything. And I mean, we always want to see developers evolve, but it's also appropriate to know what developers have done in the past and to expect that standard from them moving forward. We want them to evolve and progress and be better, but we just know that's not always going to be the case, right? Um, so Atlas Fallen, I've actually been looking at this since it released earlier this month. The 9th of August it came out. And, you know, a 60% positive means that 60% of the people that have played this game recommend it. But there are 40% of people that don't recommend it. And so I think that what you've got here is something where you might have an okay time, but it's not going to be anything mind blowing. You know, let's look at the Metacritic real quick. 71 critic review score and a user score of 7.2. So this is a little bit better than what you'll see on Steam. Um, it's still I normally what I say is anything that's like in the 60s to low 70s, you'll probably find it entertaining enough, but it's not going to be anything that really blows your mind or is amazing, or you're going to get a ton of gameplay out of, or you know, anything like that. More than likely it's and look, everybody's going to have their own. You can see critic reviews pretty middle of the road, you know, um which is about what I expected. 60s to 70s, 60s to low 70s is kind of what I was expecting out of this. There was a little bit of hype around it because I think some people saw it and thought the premise around it looked pretty cool, but I didn't really see a whole lot in it that appealed. And Again, I think this is respectable. This isn't bad. It's just not going to be a mind blowing thing. I think if you start hitting high 70s to mid 80s scores, that's where you're really going to start having great times in a video game, um, memorable times in a video game, and anything above that is like insanely iconic kind of video game experiences and things that gamers will be talking about for ages. You know what I mean? Anything above like anything in the high 80s into the 90s are for Metacritic scores are astronomical and just incredible experiences. So this isn't bad. I think that if you're interested in this, you could play it and have maybe a decent experience. It's not going to be anything, kind of mind blowing. Like I said, I don't also know that it's going to be worth like $60. I think it's a $60 game. I don't know that it's going to be worth $60. I don't know if it's on subscription services or anything like that. But if it is, that's probably your best bet to play games like this. Games that are rated like this, low 70s, 60s, low 70s. It's kind of a again, because each individual's own experience with a game is going to vary a little bit. You know, you're not normally a game that's rated like this. You could experience something maybe a little bit above what this is rated at or below. And I think the potential for you to have a maybe subpar experience with this game is definitely there, which means that it's not really worth that full price tag. You know, I think that's where you've got to discern that, like, the potential for you to not have a fantastic time with this game and for it to not be really worth a $60 price tag is definitely something that is a potential there. And if you absolutely can wait till it goes on sale or try to grab it or play it on like a subscription service or something if it's out there, I think that's the best play. All right. All right. We're gonna jump into these articles. Yo, let me turn. My fan is facing the wrong way. It's not the wrong way. It's just not pointed enough at me. Give me one moment. I'm gonna turn the fan, and we're gonna hit these articles.
We were on a break!
No. What up, Pinky? I don't know what you're talking about. I was getting warm, bro. My fan was pointed the wrong way, man. It's an oscillating fan, but I had it pointed in another direction, man. And man, I was starting to burn up. What's up, brother? Happy Sunday, dude. Okay, so a promising open world gotcha game. Keywords there. Gotcha game. Project Mugen coming to PS5. Brand new open world gotcha game called Project Mugen is set to be officially unveiled at Gamescom next week. It's 2 days from now. We'll be watching it here in the stream, Tuesday, okay? Developed by Naked Rain, a subsidiary of NetEase's Thunder Fire team, this game will be available on Sony's PS5 as well as PC and mobile platforms. Described as an urban open world, Project Mugen promises an immersive gameplay experience. The teaser website provides a glimpse into the game with its relaxing audio, while YouTube clips showcase gameplay footage, including scenes of a character waiting for a train and an intense car chase sequence. With the massive success of Genshin, gotcha game developers have been striving to capture the same level of popularity. However, Project Mugen seems to be taking a different approach, resembling the yet-to-be-released Zenless Zone Zero in terms of its city-based setting and character action combat. As the countdown on the website suggests, more details about Project Mugen will be revealed at Gamescom, so we'll see this on Tuesday. It will be interesting to see how this game distinguishes itself from the competition and stands out among other gotcha games already available in the market. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the thing for people to know here is like Genshin Impact. And while Genshin Impact is an incredibly well-developed game, it is still a gotcha game. And what gotcha games quite often are games that you can play free to play games, but they have gambling mechanics in them where you are basically rolling the dice using RNG, right, to do summons for characters, right? Most of us know, but just in case there's anybody out there that doesn't really understand what the term gotcha it refers to, you'll be summoning for doing summons for characters. Usually in the game, you can grind an amount of currency to summon occasionally, but you can pay real world money to keep summoning over and over. And the strongest characters in these kinds of games have very, very, very low summon rates. And so what it is a lot of people will get sucked into the mechanic of, oh, I just need to summon one more time until they get it. And then before they know it, their bank account's drained, So it's just one of those things where I don't personally see anything wrong with gotcha games as long as people understand what they're getting themselves into and you have an understanding of what it can do to you if you've got any kind of predisposition to gambling mechanics, right, that could steer you down the wrong path. Be careful. And I think that, something like Genshin Impact is a very well-developed game. It's very good. It's multi-platform. It's cross-play, all that stuff. And they've done a great job with it. It's very, very well-developed. And again, these games are games that if you are willing to dive in and understand that you don't always have to have the latest, you know what I mean? If you're on a budget, anyways, if you're not one of the whales out there that can just spend endless amounts of money on these kinds of games, you can just understand that you'll need to grind a little bit for summons and things like that. But we'll see more about this game whenever Tuesday hits, okay? Nothing much eating pizza. basically naked due to the heat. Dude, we're about to have a heat wave too. Yeah. And you're just melting into your chair. The pizza's melting into you. You're melting into your chair. It sounds great. Sounds great, dude. What's up, Psycho? What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? How's the family? Um Yeah, dude, we've got a heat. I didn't even realize. I was on the phone to my friend last night, and he was like, "Dude, it is so hot here." And I was like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Man, it's been kind of mild here. It's been humid, but it's been mild, like high 70s, low 80s Fahrenheit." And he's like, "Dude, there's a big heat wave about to come through here too, and it's already kind of hitting us." And I was like, "What?" And I looked at our weather report, and sure enough, dude, we're about to start getting absolutely blasted. Like, it's about to get incredibly stupid hot, man. So no more outside streams, guys. Sorry. I'm just gonna stay inside, okay? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah. Good, good. Yeah. Well, again, I mean, condolences. Let her know that I said I'm very sorry and you know, thoughts are out there with you guys, you know what I mean? That's terrible, man. But I know it's one of those things where I mean, you know, you don't expect somebody to be doing great when dealing with a death or anything like that, you know what I mean? But you just hope that they're doing as good as could possibly be, you know. So that sucks, man. I'm really sorry. Oh, we're good, brother. Yeah, thanks for asking, man. Just living the life, baby. Yeah, man. Had a little bit of some family stuff yesterday. Went and got to see a little bit of extended family for just a little bit, and did some stuff with the kids and everything. So it's cool, man. It's cool. Everything's good with us, Doc. Yeah. Thanks for asking. Uh, PS Plus users warned about losing access to several great games. September 18th is going to be a bad day for PS Plus subscribers. Every game leaving September 18th for PS Plus: Deathloop, Ghost Recon Wildlands, Chicory A Colorful Tale, Watch Dogs 2, Watch Dogs 1, Nidhogg 2, Through the Darkest of Times, Death End Request 2. There you go. So those are the games leaving PS Plus on September 18th. They have trailers for all of those. If you have PS Plus and you've been wanting to play any of these games, you need to get it done because they're going to be leaving in about a month, okay? All right, here we go. Early Starfield impressions should make Bethesda happy. As much as leaks are the bane of any video game developer, it's a bitter pill Bethesda has to swallow now that the review copies are out. As the clock counts down to what could very well be the biggest game launch of the year, we know Baldur's Gate 3 is the GOAT. You don't need to tell us that. The eagerly awaited open-world space RPG Starfield is closer to liftoff than ever. Most gamers can't seem to keep their eyes away from the internet, reading everything there is to know about it. Bethesda's pride and joy is the award-winning developer's first original IP in decades. It said that it's the culmination of the studio's years of wanting to create a similar project. Over the past several days, Starfield has made headlines for all the wrong and right reasons after going gold. If you don't know what that means, most of you probably do, but just in case, anybody seeing this now or later or whatever, when a game goes gold, it means that it would take something extremely catastrophic to take the game off course from being released on time. It basically means they're already printing physical copies of this for console, shipping these things out. It is like a 99% chance this is going to release on time. Maybe even higher than that. It would take something astronomically bad to happen to delay a game at this point after going gold. While countless reviewers now possessing individual copies of the game started leaking sensitive information online, much to the chagrin of Bethesda's higher-ups. Like, they didn't know that was going to happen, dude. I mean, it sucks, but come on, man. Tyler McVicker, a well-known gaming personality, was one of the first to share his thoughts from his initial playthrough, drawing equal parts praise and criticism. An impressive claim from McVicker is the bug-free experience in the first 15 or so hours. For those familiar with the notoriety of the in-house creation engine, Starfield seems to be a rare exception. Matt Booty's earlier statement about Starfield being Bethesda's least buggy release might not be just a marketing line after all. Now, I wonder if there will be a difference between console and PC, though. However, McVicker's revelation where he claims Starfield holds the promise of an enriching and immersive experience seems to be the line of breaking NDA. Seems to toe the line of breaking NDA, yeah. Although he insists that he's contractually allowed to do what he's been doing, only Bethesda knows for sure. The soonest we'll find out is if McVicker no longer gets a review copies in the future. That's what I was getting ready to say. Probably won't. If Bethesda's pissed, okay, this is exactly what I was thinking before I even read this. If Bethesda's pissed about what this individual is putting out there, even though they're not breaking the NDA, there's two things that need to happen. They need to come up with a better non-disclosure agreement for people to sign into for this type of, like for their releases and everything to make sure, excuse me. God. Yeah, that sneeze felt so good, but it came out of nowhere. That was wild. Yikers. They need to come up with a better non-disclosure agreement to ensure that whatever is being talked about right now that isn't currently being covered by their, potentially, the non-disclosure agreements they've already had people sign is covered in the future. As well as, don't let these people have copies of the game in the future if you don't like what they're doing. You know what I mean? Take them out of the mix, dude. God, that sneeze was violent. Those sneezes were violent. Oh, God, dude. My nose is a mess. Lest we forget, Bethesda has a history of blacklisting high-profile journalists and outlets for thinking they're above confidentiality clauses. Good. Yeah, get wrecked. Moving on, the community is drawing parallels between Starfield and Bethesda's other legendary titles, including the likes of Fallout and the Elder Scrolls. Of course, with rigorous NDAs in place, comments come from passionate fans who just can't stop singing the game's praises, even if they haven't had a chance to play it yet. Yeah. It's all the Bethesda fans out there. Others with review copies aren't as brazen as McVicker's. Antics, another YouTube commentator who's hailed as one of the more reliable authorities on Starfield, suggests that the game will get a crazy amount of coverage come September 1st. Well, yeah, implying that the review embargo will lift on or before then. Yeah, that makes sense because that's the early access period. So, somewhat worrying for the more pragmatic observer. As recently as 3 years ago, the gaming industry found itself flipped by the release of Cyberpunk 2077 as one of its most beloved developers, CD Projekt Red, loved for being a supporter of the no DRM policy and for creating the Witcher series, one of the best-selling single-player RPG trilogies of all time, found out how quickly the pitchforks can come out. Initially anticipated as a game-changer, Cyberpunk stumbled upon reaching the finishing line of the development phase, disappointing gamers at launch and forcing CDPR to make internal changes, living up to expectations but in a completely opposite manner. On the more positive side, Jeff Grubb's insinuations bring good tidings, as he implied a sense of deja vu, a memory of the Elder Scrolls games where side quests, more often than not, overshadowed the main storyline of being the Dragonborn or the hero of Kvatch. Best case scenario is that Starfield offers a world so rich that the journey eclipses the destination. A game where decision to totally go left moments after it starts takes you to a completely different journey from going straight, right, or wherever else. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I was hoping they would end on. This is the big thing, and this is what I'm waiting to see too. The only question now is, will Starfield join Bethesda's familiar best-selling titles in the annals of gaming history? Only time and space will tell. Or Will it be more of an indication that Bethesda is indeed the company that we've seen over the past, 5 to 8 years? Early impressions seem good, but it's, we still have a lot to find out. There's I don't know, 11 days roughly until this game actually even is going to release, a little bit over that. And there's a lot of hype appropriately, right? I mean, it makes sense. But I think for myself and a lot of other people that aren't necessarily like I've played Bethesda games forever, and I've been a big fan of a lot of them. But Bethesda is definitely a developer that has seen its share of issues in the way that they started heading for their development processes. And I think that this is a test of show to see if they can get back to what they were before for a lot of people. I know it is for me. Award-winning PS5 game, only $4 in limited time sale. Hundreds of PS5 games are currently on sale over at PlayStation Store. Yeah, we talked about this already, kind of. I think we even hit on it yesterday. Lots of games on sale until the 31st. 31st, yeah. Grizz is on sale for $4 on the PS Store for a limited time. If you don't know what it is, check it out. I love Devolver, dude. What a great publisher. Sorry. Art style's pretty dope. There you go. So for $4.24, about a 6-hour long game. But it's supposed to be a good game, so at that price point, maybe not too bad if you're interested. They got links to the PlayStation sale as well. You can grab from the link there in chat. Oh my god, dude. This is so disappointing to see. I was kind of, tried to prepare myself for the fact that this was probably going to happen. But just still super disappointed that this is, in fact, a thing. I'll talk about why in a moment. Most of you have heard my take on it, but Red Dead Redemption is topping sales charts over a decade after its initial release. RDR is Rockstar Games' second biggest franchise out there behind Grand Theft Auto. Developer was able to take a lot of the things it learned from other open world games and apply them to a new Western setting and tell a very mature story with lots of depth. Beyond that, it helped immerse players in a setting that had never been fully capitalized on in the open world genre. Despite the Western genre being a huge genre in film, it's been slept on in gaming. Yeah. Yep. Earlier this week, Rockstar re-released Red Dead Redemption on PS4, backwards compatible via PS5, and Switch. There was some commotion in the Rockstar community about this re-release only being 30 frames per second and not having any major differences and costing $50. But it seems like it wasn't enough to sway people from actually buying the game. That's actually terrible news. This is some terrible news. I was afraid that this would happen. I couldn't believe the fact that this game was getting just a port. They literally took a 13-year-old game and they put it on PlayStation 4 and Switch. They didn't improve anything about it. They didn't remaster it. And let's be really fair here. A remaster of this game should have probably cost $30-$35. A remake of this game should have probably been closer to $50 to $60. This is a straight up 13-year-old game that didn't even get FPS improvements. And they're selling it for $50 a pop US. US dollars, $50. Which is absolutely disgusting. I don't understand why people see this as like something they need to be buying into. This game's a banger. It's really good, but Rockstar needs to have their soul cleansed. You know what I'm saying? This is disgusting business tactics, in my opinion, from a developer. And it literally makes me not want to play their games anymore. I own RDR2. I haven't played it yet. I owned it. I bought it last winter. I want to try to get it into our schedule at some point. But after that, I won't be buying into any of Rockstar's stuff moving forward. This is terrible. There's no reason why anybody should be having to pay $50 for a 13-year-old game. I mean, to be fair, it's not that far off from what Nintendo does to everybody as well. But I gripe about that also. I find that disgusting too. Games like Mario Kart are 9 years old, came out on the Wii U, and they still cost $60 today, you know. And but I think the difference being that it's still what's considered to be a modern game on their platform, whereas Red Dead Redemption is not. This is a game that you can, you know, this came out 13 years ago on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, and if you still have those consoles, you can literally play. You can buy a copy of this game for like $10. Same exact version for like $10, as opposed to 50. I don't know. It's just really gross to me. I find it disgusting that they didn't even attempt to get a higher frame rate, anything like that going on for this game. It's really, really gross, dude. In the UK, the game is the best-selling PS4 game on the PlayStation Store. Here in the US, it's the 4th best-selling PS4 game and the 12th best-selling game on the PlayStation Store as a whole. On the Nintendo Switch eShop, RDR comes in as the 6th best-selling game. Yeah, I don't know. Rockstar can get wrecked. That's gross, dude. It's disgusting. I don't know. All right. Fallout 4 just got better 8 years later. A new release of Fallout 4 comes with a nice surprise for PC players. Fallout 4 came out in 2015, was largely overshadowed by the superior RPG that came out months earlier, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Ultimately, it failed to resonate in a major way and replicate what previous Bethesda Game Studios games such as Skyrim and Fallout 3 achieved. That said, it still managed to attract millions and millions of players, a few of which still play the game to this day. If you're playing Fallout 4 in 2023 or thinking about either checking it out for the first time or revisiting it, you'll be happy to hear it just got better, at least on PC. Up until this week, if you wanted to play Fallout 4 on PC, you had to settle for a version of the game with DRM in it. As you may know, DRM, an anti-piracy software, is controversial for having a negative impact on gaming performance. And of course, also forcing players to play online even when the game isn't an online game. DRM is despised by a large number of PC gamers who will be happy to see it removed from the game, well, kind of. The removal comes the way of the game, which is now available on GOG. That's what I figured. More specifically, the Game of the Year edition of the game is on GOG with no DRM. Not only this, but it's 75% off, which means it's $10. Game of the Year edition includes all the DLC content, all that stuff. And yeah, this type of game is a game that is perfect for the GOG platform because GOG is DRM free, meaning that basically, like with Steam, if you can't connect to Steam, if your internet connection is down, you can't connect to Steam, you can't play your games because it's all set up with DRM. Now, GOG is different. GOG is set up in a way where as long as you have the games installed, downloaded and installed, then as long as they don't have any kind of online component to them as part of their play, then you can play those games absolutely fine. There's not going to be any kind of issue with you not being able to connect to GOG servers or anything like that. And so games, single-player games like Fallout and stuff like that are perfect for this platform. So it's one of the things that I will promote. This is a platform that's actually owned by CD Projekt Red, if you didn't know. And it is something that it's one of the few things right now that I enjoy about CD Projekt Red is the fact that they have GOG and it is a DRM-free platform. We're actually playing Fallout New Vegas right now. We'll be playing it a little bit later today. Fallout 4 is not necessarily considered like Fallout New Vegas. Most people consider it to be the GOAT of the Fallout games. Fallout 3, probably a close second. Fallout 4 was like just not bad, but it didn't hit the expectations I think a lot of people had for the game. I think that's kind of the consensus I get. I haven't played 4, but just one of those kinds of situations. Xbox Series X users slam change to console. This is terrible. Xbox has been making changes to the Series X dashboard. One change has not been received well by Xbox fans, or at least Xbox fans on the Series X Reddit page. If you haven't booted up your Xbox Series X or S recently, you may not know that the home screen is different. Icons have been made smaller, moved down to the screen to allow Xbox users to see their backgrounds more. This is something Xbox fans have been requesting, so it was a welcome change, but some of the changes that have accompanied have not been welcomed changes. For example, many Xbox fans aren't happy with how many blatant ads are on the home screen and how they can't be removed. Meanwhile, others aren't happy that the, quote, most played games section doesn't show off your most played games, but is just yet another ad in disguise. This brings us to the latest issue with the home screen changes. If you noticed that the My Games and Apps icon has been replaced with the Browse the Store icon, this isn't a glitch. It's a change many Xbox fans have noticed and are complaining about. Why did they put the Store button where the My Games and Apps button was? Sounds like a tactic to me. Sounds like they're trying to get you to click on it where you used to would have gone to your own library and to get you to go to the store. I would wager a pretty lofty bet that that's the case. In the comments section of the post, Xbox fans have echoed the complaint. One comment reads, fully agree, this is terrible. Meanwhile, another comment reads, this is a stupid change, I hate it. Definitely an L on Microsoft's part, reads the third comment. On a console I paid hundreds of dollars for, via a service I also pay monthly for. Blech. I should not be getting this many effing ads on my home screen. At the moment, it seems Xbox undermined its home screen revamp, which Xbox fans were excited for and receptive to at first, with not just an increase in ads, but being more aggressive with ads. Unfortunately, it's difficult to imagine these ads will be removed now that they have been added. Xbox has not addressed this yet, but yeah, that feels pretty gross. Yikers. Assassin's Creed World War II fan trailer leaves fans stunned. Okay, it's a fan trailer, huh? Oh, really? Word, dude. Nice. Yeah, I need to play the RE games. Um, I almost, I think is the RE Humble Bundle still available? There was a Humble Bundle for all the RE games as well. I don't know. How long is this? Is it still there? It looks like it. Hold on. Yeah, this thing we talked about this before. Um, it's got 3 days and 12 hours left. But for anybody that wants like the Resident Evil stuff on PC, well, you can get a pretty solid collection here for $35 off of Humble Bundle, and part of that will go to charity as well, which is nice. You can see all this stuff over here. You can change 30. You have to pay at least 35 to get everything, and you can adjust your donation to be extra to charity, and then custom amount, whatever. That way, you give as much charity as possible if you want to, or to Humble, or to Capcom. But basically, you get Resident Evil. What? Yeah. So Resident Evil remastered. So this is the first game remastered. Then you get the remakes of 2 and 3. You get evil Resident Evil Village and Biohazard, and then you don't get the remake of 4 because that's the latest one, right? But you do get the Resident Evil 4, 5, 0, Revelations, 2 Revelations Deluxe, 6. You get like all these games, man, and a $35 price point. That's pretty flippin' solid. And then you get a coupon as well for 25% off the Winter's expansion for RE Village, which I don't know how much that is, but not a bad little deal here if you're wanting to play the RE games on PC. Thanks for reminding me about this, Davey. If you're interested, a little over 3 days left to grab that Humble Bundle. Not bad if you want to dive into the RE games. I've been wanting to for a while. It's something I've never really taken a dive into, and I would like to. It's a lot of games to play. It's a lot of games. One fan has taken it upon themselves to imagine an Assassin's Creed game set during World War II. The results are astonishing. YouTuber Teaser Play has used UE5, of course, to make a fan trailer for Assassin's Creed World War II, utilizing ray tracing, lumen, and nanite to make something remarkable. It's just a concept teaser rather than a full game, of course, but it doesn't have to get the imagination racing for what Ubisoft could create. Let's see if we can pull this up. Check this out. Dude, there are some very talented people out there doing like these fan-made things for games and everything. It's pretty incredible. What was that? Is it supposed to be doing that? I guess, dude. Unreal Engine 5 is pretty dope, dude. The way the character runs is really weird. That's sick, dude. That was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. If you want to watch it again or see this channel or whatever here, it looks like there's some other ones on there too. Check it out. Very nice. Cool. Good job. Good job. Man, there's some really talented people out there doing that kind of stuff. New PS5 Xbox Series X game has released to rave reviews. Oh yeah. This is the one so Shadow Gambit, dude. First couple of days of release, a brand new pirate-themed stealth strategy game has been receiving rave reviews from gamers and journalists alike. Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew has already managed to make a positive impact and shows promise for the future of RPG and stealth games. Released for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S on August 17th, Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew is a strategy game that combines RPG and stealth gameplay mechanics to bring a swashbuckling Caribbean pirate adventure to life. While it's up against a wave of competition from other newly released and upcoming AAA games, Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew is already managing to make a name for itself. Reviewers from multiple established sources, along with players submitted reviews, have all been highly positive towards Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew. Praise has been aimed at the game's setting, tone, well-written characters, and engaging gameplay. Particular praise has been given to its engaging stealth gameplay, drawing favorable comparisons to the studio's previous work. Positive reactions to Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew have seen the game earn an impressive 86 on aggregate sites like OpenCritic, though there's still time for its overall review score to fluctuate. Yeah. If you don't know what this is, check this out. I'll bring it up on Steam as well.
Pirate. Welcome to a stealth strategy game.
But I've had this on my wish list since we saw it. I think around in the June like showcases and stuff.
Ship, the Red Marley.
No.
To be on the open sea again.
You're on a quest to find the legendary treasure of the very dead Captain Mordecai. Here's his head. Your journey across the lost Caribbean will pit you against the Inquisition of the Burning Maiden. A bunch of scurvy scallywags who despise the supernatural and use soul-gobbling fire to hunt cursed pirates like yourself. We'll get back to this lot in a wee moment. It's up to you to decide which members of the crew you revive first and who you take on each mission, usually in crews of 3. You best keep out of sight. Wield your crew's magical powers to sneak through enemy territory, complete mission objectives, and take out those Inquisition guards. Or creep past without leaving a trace. It's all up to you, pal. The power of the Red Marley gives us the insight we need for a successful mission, whether it's spotting the guards' blind spots or seeing the echo of every move you make. But my hearties, the real treasure lies in her ability to stop time, letting us fine-tune our attack plan. Sometimes
one of the characters is like a headless dude that runs around with like a treasure chest on his back.
I've asked you.
I'm sure they'll show him.
Will only take you so far. When a bunch of guards keeps a close watch on each other, you'll need to combine your crew's magical abilities to take them down. The Marley lets you stop time, size up the situation, plot your crew's moves, execute them at just the right moment, or maybe even all at once. And if something goes wrong, you can revive your shipmates if you get to them in time. It's no bother if something goes really wrong. The Marley's knack to reset time means you're free to experiment, coordinate, and perfect your approach.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that dude
The
too. He's got the
cursed
big
crew
cannon.
boasts
That's awesome.
unique magical powers, be it getting into position with
Oh, there he
Giles'
is, dude. That's
cannon,
has the dude with the
infiltrating
chest on his
defenses through the
back.
ground with Mr.
Treasure
Mercury.
chest on his
That's
back,
me.
and he's got no
Cutting
head.
down
That's
guards in the
great.
blink of an eye with Aethea. Or Quentin gathering bodies, living or dead. Some crew are better than others at swimming, climbing, and carting corpses around. Gather your crew as you please, but mind you, extra vigor for neglected crew
That's so
members
dope.
hungry to go out on a mission. Fill your vigor and you'll be rewarded with powerful upgrades, one for each crew member. Your quest will take you across the islands of the Lost Caribbean. You'll embark on missions to gather black pearls and soul energy to revive crew members and seek clues to Captain Mordecai's treasure. Choose and tackle missions in any order you fancy. Character missions let you plunge deeper into the backstories of your cursed pirate crew, whether you aim to unearth their past
Count von Pressfeld, is that you?
or help them confront their own demons.
May the flames reveal the darkness of my soul.
Each island has multiple ways to get in, and to get out once your mission is complete. Scout them out and choose the one that tickles your fancy. At the end of each mission, you'll see how you fared. Between missions, you can partake in crew tales, extra adventures aboard the Red Marley.
I need someone who could teach me to become a ninja.
And while you're there, you can chat with your crew to get to know them better.
What brought you to the Marley?
The cooking contest.
And then freely plan your next mission. Did I mention we're not the
Oh, there's
only
a little
one
monkey,
searching
dude.
for Mordecai's treasure? Aye, well, there's the Inquisition of the Burning Maiden, led by their cutthroat leader, Ignitia.
A world of agony awaits you.
They despise us cursed pirates and crave Mordecai's treasure to reshape the world according to their grand design. Most of them are pure daft when caught on their own, but you better batten down the hatches, because when their mates show up, you'll wish you had a smarter plan of attack. The fiercest Inquisition guards will need more crew members and careful planning to bring them down. Else, you'll be hunted down by every guard on the island eager to send you to Davy Jones's locker. And that'd be a glimpse into the world of Shadow Gambit, the cursed crew.
The pretty
Here's a
solid
jolly
trailer,
reel of
dude.
what I
Pretty
didn't have
extensive.
time to guide you through. Challenge
But
rooms, traps,
gives you a nice,
Italian
good taste of what the
skeleton,
game's
badges,
about.
Estelle, mushrooms,
It looks really
progress
good. I was really
bars,
interested whenever I saw it
eldritch
initially.
blasts.
It's been on my
This
wish
music
list
with
ever
a giant
since.
bell. There'll be more yet to
It released
discover
3
on the
days ago.
quest to find Captain Mordecai's treasure and lay waste to the Inquisition of the Burning Maiden. With the magical powers of your cursed pirate crew, the time-bending powers of the Red Marley, and the vast islands of the Lost Caribbean, the depths you can explore be as boundless as the open sea. Join the crew now, cursed pirate!
And apparently it is getting pretty good reviews. Many fans across platforms are already loving Shadow Gambit the Cursed Crew, with some even noting it as one of the best indie games of 2023. Both critics and players have been very happy with the gameplay and characters, the latter being the most frequently highlighted element in the game's reviews. Feedback for the developers mostly pertains to occasional bugs and some translation and localization errors, though these are noted as being far from detrimental. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. I've ever since I saw it originally, it's looked very good to me. Right now, it's at like almost 500 reviews on Steam at 97% positive. And these are not early access. I looked at the reviews. I didn't see any that were like for free copies of the game or anything like that. It just released 3 days ago. It's 10% off right now. The game is a $35 price point, $36 price point US for the base game. They've got a supporter pack, which gets you like the art book, strategy guide, soundtrack, all that stuff for $45. But it's looking really good, man. It's looking really good. Oh yeah, nice, dude. Yeah. And they've got a demo on here and everything too. So, yeah, maybe give it a shot, dude. If you do, let me know what you think. It's an 85 on Metacritic right now, you know, so we'll pull that up real quick. But I'll link the game on Steam for you guys too if you need it off of there. I'm glad it looks. Metascore critic reviews over 30 at 33 critic reviews. It's at an 85. User score only 4 ratings right now for user score at a 7.3. There needs to be more data here to really get a true sense of what users are saying. But I think that this will probably go up. Seeing what everybody's saying on Steam right now and what critic reviews are, I'd say that this is probably going to go up into the 8s somewhere. Somewhere closer to like what Meta has, probably. It looks really good, man. Looks really good. Very nice. All right. New screenshots and leaked gameplay video for Black Myth Wukong. Been a lot of hype around this. It got delayed a while back, but Game Science has launched the official Steam store page for Black Myth Wukong, revealing a new set of screenshots for it. Moreover, a new video got leaked yesterday, showcasing 3 minutes of gameplay footage from it. Black Myth Wukong is a third-person game that is based on Journey to the West. Will focus on the Monkey King and his special abilities. Additionally, the game will offer players 72 different abilities to use. The game currently targets a 2024 release date. It will be taking advantage of Unreal Engine 5. Moreover, it will support ray tracing and DLSS 3 at launch. Lastly, IGN has published its first hands-on preview video for this game. From what we can see, this video features gameplay segments that were also in the leaked gameplay video. So we can assume that the Black Myth Wukong leaked video is from a recent preview event. We expect Game Science to present a new gameplay trailer at Gamescom on Tuesday, which we will watch here live, which begins in a couple of days. Until then, enjoy these new screenshots from Black Myth Wukong. Stay tuned for more. Let's try to pull up this trailer. How about it? Oh yeah, new leaked gameplay demo. Let's look at this. Why is this all slowed down, dude? Yeah. That is quite the roly-poly, dude. Does the game not look just like slow? Am I tripping? I think it might just be the like frame rate it's being recorded at or something. Feels weird. Okay. Interesting.
Since Black Myth Wukong released its first trailer 3 years ago, every year on August 20th, the developer Game Science has shown something new about the development progress of the game. However, what's different this year is that we
this game's been
finally
hyped
got to
for a
play
long
it.
time,
My
dude.
45-minute demo provided 3 boss fights and a relatively complete chapter experience. It's worth noting that after the event, the dev team made some adjustments to the trial version based on the feedback and suggestions received during the closed-door evaluation that I participated in. As a result, my experience may differ slightly from what others experienced in Hangzhou and at Gamescom in Cologne.
See, like, this looks better. What we just saw, it looked real, like almost like the
Due
game
to
was
time
slowed down or something. It
limitations,
might have
this
just been
trial
like the
version
frame rate it
did
was
not
recorded
include
at
the
that made it
level
look
up
real
system.
wonky.
However, it provided players with a set of skills and equipment that will be obtained in the mid-game of the final version. In addition to basic light and heavy attacks, the protagonist's attack stances can be switched between 3 different postures, including smash form, pillar form, and thrust form at any time. Furthermore, spells such as Immobilize, Stone Solid, Ring of Fire, and the Pluck of Many are also available for use. There are also 2 transformation abilities. One turns you into the previously seen Fireblade Wolf, and the other results in a creature with poisonous attacks. Additionally, players will find and collect certain potions for in-game use. It's important to note that these configurations may vary slightly depending on the different stages. The first boss is named Centipede Guai, and it appeared in the first 13-minute gameplay trailer released in 2020. This time, it awaits players in a horrible cave. Its attack methods include rolling and heavy punches, as well as the ability to release poisonous gas. This gas inflicts a slow-acting poison effect on the protagonist, causing gradual health loss, which can only be cured by consuming antidote potions. However, this boss is considered relatively easy overall in terms of difficulty for this trial version. After becoming familiar with its attack patterns, most players should be able to defeat it easily. The second boss is the Macaque Chief, as seen in the Snow Mountain of the 2021 trailer. This time, players can experience the sequence just as it was shown. You can observe how the protagonist's movements and combat in the snow-covered terrain dynamically affect the accumulation of snow in real time. This battle also holds a secret. If the Macaque Chief's health is reduced to half within a certain time, it triggers.
It feels like there's spoilers in this, dude. I don't want to watch the rest. Like, he's like talking about like spoilers in it and stuff. I don't know. I'll let you guys watch the rest of it. The game looks dope. We've seen a lot of it. We knew it got delayed to next year, and as we get closer to next year, I'm sure we'll get more and more out of this. So I don't know. Apparently we're gonna get some more from it on Tuesday at Gamescom. So, which we'll be watching live, and so if you guys come hang out on Tuesday, then we'll check it out together. Okay. Samsung is launching a Freestyle Gen 2 with Gaming Hub. Gaming Hub is their like basically gaming app thing that they have set up for their smart TVs, right? They've taken their new Freestyle Gen 2 model and given this portable smart theater an upgrade as Gaming Hub turns it into a console. Samsung has revealed their latest item is up for pre-order as they revealed the Freestyle Gen 2 complete with Gaming Hub. If you haven't seen the Freestyle before, this is basically a portable mini projector. Yeah, okay. You can set up anywhere to show an image or on practically any white surface. Load up all of your streaming apps. You get a TV on the go. With the addition of Gaming Hub, however, you now have a system with access to several cloud gaming systems, making it a portable console in the process. It's pretty dope, but it will cost you as the unit is going for about $800. Yeah. So it provides instant access to leading streaming entertainment platforms. Now features Samsung Gaming Hub. Play top games from Xbox, other streaming partners. No console required. With the Freestyle Gen 2, it's easier than ever to take your favorite content, shows, movies, and now games with you on the go. Yeah, so some of the stuff that you can access through their gaming hub would be things like they're partnered with Xbox, Nvidia GeForce Now, Amazon Luna, Utomic, AntStream Arcade, and Blacknut. So if you have streaming subscriptions to any of these platforms, then you can access those through Gaming Hub, which up until this point has been something that's just been on their smart TVs, right? So it's been pretty nice. It's just an app, Samsung Smart Hub. You just connect the controller to their TV, boom, you're streaming your games. Pretty nice. And now it's going to be part of their Freestyle Gen 2 as well, which is their little like mini projector thing. Yeah, syncs Bluetooth controllers and all that to the Freestyle as well. So, pretty nice quality of life there. Is $800 worth? I wonder what the screen size it can get on this with still being a decent resolution. You know, probably need to pull up some stats about it and everything, but that's pretty interesting. Vampire Survivors has couch co-op now and a brand new game engine. Interesting.
Tired of playing alone? Then play local co-op with your special someone. Your friends. Your mother and siblings.
Dude, this is looking more and more like Gauntlet.
Your pets. Or play with yourself. Goodness, who wrote this script?
Interesting. 4-player local co-op, huh? So, 1.6 update dropped this week, bringing an entirely new couch co-op mode to the game alongside the brand new and much improved game engine the developer has been working on since last year. Couch co-op mode is all kinds of new for the game, but to be clear, it's local only. People are reporting some success doing it via Steam's remote play together, but do expect a hitch or two doing it that way. You'll be able to play co-op on everything that Vampire Survivors has released so far, meaning every map and expansion will be available. The co-op mode also has a new item, the Friendship Amulet, which upgrades everyone else when you choose it. Otherwise, it's the same stuff, though co-op players have fewer slots for weapons and such in that mode to keep it balanced. Most notable thing for most will be the new engine, markedly smoother than the old one, especially on limited resource machines like older handheld and laptop PCs. Ponkel's own YouTube channel uploaded a video comparing performance on a Steam Deck before and after the engine switch. For all that, Ponkel has taken steps to ensure the game plays just the same as before and request reports if you find differences. The other additions in the update are toggles for co-op. You can toggle on player colors, player outlines, and player indicators to make everything a bit easier to identify in the absolute chaos that is Vampire Survivors. They've got the announcement and patch notes linked here if you're interested. I'll link it for you. There you go. Blizzard responds to Overwatch 2 review bombing. Yeah. This is going to be, I mean, what do you say, Blizzard? We wanted more money. You know? They're not going to say what we all know they should say. Director Aaron Keller says the team can't turn back the clock, but promises more skins, maps, and heroes moving forward. What, you mean skins that people have to pay $40 for? That's going to make up for it. Let me tell you what. On Friday, Overwatch 2 director Aaron Keller responded to the Hero Shooter's Steam review bombing, which led to the game becoming one of the most... No, it is the most overwhelmingly negative reviewed game on the storefront of all time right now. go back. Let's go check it out real quick. Last time we checked, it was at 9% positive of over 115,000 reviews, I think. There it is. Now it's 9%. 9. That's a single digit, not 9D. It's 9, single digit. 9% positive, meaning 80 or 91, excuse me, 91% negative of over 150,000 reviews at this point. Yeah. When Overwatch 2 Season 6 titled Invasion launched earlier last week, it brought with it a new support hero, a new game mode, PvE story missions, and the free-to-play game's debut on Steam, Valve's popular PC gaming storefront. While the game's Steam launch was supposed to give players another potentially more convenient way to play the colorful team-based shooter, it instead led to an incredible influx of negative reviews, though some players merely left reviews joking about Overwatch 2's source filmmaker porn creation scene being better than the actual game. A majority of players voiced their disappointment with Overwatch 2 failing to deliver on its once promised story mode. Sleepy. Just go to sleepy. Listen to Corn Man. Sorry you're tired, bro. That sucks. Keller acknowledged Overwatch 2's less than stellar Steam reviews in a recent blog post, saying, although being review bombed isn't a fun experience, it's been great to see lots of new players jump into Overwatch 2 for the first time. Our goal with Overwatch 2 has been to make the game more accessible than ever for more people than ever before. They wanted to make it more lucrative than it already was. Only been up 16 hours? Sleeps for the week. You're fine. Just grab some Java. Or take a nap. Naps are dope. I like naps. I probably take too many, but I'm basically turning into a bear. Coffee. Yeah, I need more of that too. I just eat. I'm in a permanent bulking mode. Like I'm just always getting ready for hibernation, and I sleep a lot. And I don't even dislike it. I actually enjoy it. Eat a lot of food, get real thick, take lots of naps. It's good. You know? Many of the reviews on Steam mention the cancellation of the much larger component of PvE that was announced in 2019 as one of their primary reasons for dissatisfaction with the game. I get that. That announcement was about an ambitious project that we ultimately couldn't deliver because it wasn't going to result in you getting any monetary value out of it. That's why. If we can't turn back the clock, then what can we do? We can't keep adding. We can keep adding to and improving Overwatch 2. That is how we move forward. This means more maps, heroes, game modes, missions, stories, events, cool cosmetics, and features, and ever-expanding, evolving, and improving game. This is the future of Overwatch. One where we will continually create and innovate on what is making the game great now for players who are playing it. Keller ended his remarks by noting that Overwatch is such a unique game and world, especially when players remember to actually work together on in-game objectives. What Keller fails to also address here is that their matchmaking apparently is absolute balls in this game. So people are always pissed off about how bad the matchmaking is too. So getting people to actually work together and play at the same level as you is always a struggle apparently, because you're not getting into the same ranks. You're not getting the same ranked people in your matches almost ever consistently. Yeah, they've got a lot of issues, dude. And I mean, look, Aaron Keller, you can try to save face all you want, put out these default quotes about, we're going to make things better. What you're talking about making things better with are things that you're going to make people pay for, ultimately, this game should have stayed the way it was. If they needed to change over this platform to prepare for the future of what Overwatch was going to be, that's fine. You know what I mean? But a lot of what they did change was not received well because it was obviously a play at just scumming even more money out of people, which is a Blizzard move, right? Exactly, Psycho. Yeah, no doubt about it. And so, this individual can, try and talk all the crap they want about, we're going to make the game better. Look, man, you've had a lot of time to work on making this game better, and it seems like all you've done is made the game worse. I don't know, man. I mean, look, man, it's Blizzard. It's not a surprise. You know what I mean? But I'm actually so glad to see, like, Blizzard games hit a platform where they can be reviewed. Don't get me wrong. The review process isn't flawless. You always have people that are going to give a game a review score that it shouldn't. Whether it be bombing it for some asinine reason, like we saw Baldur's Gate 3 get a review score of 0 because it allowed people to make a trans character. That's so dumb, dude. Like, you have to deal with things like that. And on the absolute opposite side of that, you have to deal with people that are such big fans of certain developers that they can see nothing wrong that the developer does. So it's, oh God, this game came out and it's a 10 out of 10, even though you can't hardly play the game because it's a hot piece of trash, It's the best game they ever have made ever in the gaming world of ever history gamings. And it's just because they're blinded by the fact that they love this developer so much or whatever. So you've got to take like the top section of those reviews out. You got to take the bottom ones out too. But these Blizzard, I like to see Blizzard games like Overwatch hit a platform where they can be reviewed because, look, man, Overwatch, don't get me wrong, I think that in the early days of Overwatch 1, it was a beloved title. But they screwed this up, dude. They screwed this up pretty bad. And they screwed it up to line their pockets even more. When they were doing just fine with the way it was set up in the first place. But that's Blizzard's MO. You know what I mean? It's what they do. They're real gross like that. So, which absolutely hurts every time I have to say it, being a company I fell in love with as a youngster playing their games and everything, seeing what this absolutely corporate greed monster that they've turned into, it's real disgusting, man. I don't know. Last one I have for the day, we're going to take a quick look here at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, see how it's doing, and then we're going to go on and play some Fallout New Vegas, baby. WrestleQuest starts on Tuesday. Tomorrow's a day off. Don't forget. Tomorrow's a day off. I will stream on Wednesday this week. I will not stream tomorrow. So Wednesday's a day off. Wednesdays are normally our day off, but I'm switching it this week because I need to have tomorrow off. So tomorrow will be a day off. Wednesday I will be streaming. When we get back on Tuesday, right, it'll be day one of, we'll do the news, right, for the 22nd. Video gaming news. Then we'll play day one of WrestleQuest. And we'll end the day with watching Gamescom opening night live. It'll be a dope day. Every day's a dope day around here, if you ask me. But oh, cool, Poison. Nice, dude. Right on. Yeah, I know those games. That's cool. Played one of them a long time ago. That's sick. So, what's up, Poison? How you doing, friendo? Texas Chainsaw Massacre is looking like it might need a little bit of polish, but I think it's one of those things where the impression I'm getting right now is that if you're into these kinds of games, like if you've been a Dead by Daylight player, you're going to enjoy this. But if you're jumping into a game like this and you don't really have a whole lot of experience in these like multiplayer horror games, it might not be your jam. that's kind of the impression I'm getting right now. I think that it's pretty well developed. It needs a little bit more content, maybe. It needs just a tiny bit more polish, potentially. But let's take a look at some reviews here and see what people are saying, okay? We'll look both on Steam and we'll look here on Metacritic. Right now, Texas Chainsaw Massacre has a 72 out of 15 critic reviews and a 6.7 out of user scores, 18 ratings on user scores. This is right along the same lines as what I was saying. If you go according to scores here, what we looked at with Atlas Fallen earlier, this is about the same thing. Mid 60s to low 70s. It could potentially be something enjoyable for you. It could quite possibly not be. You know, I think is just going to depend on your personality and what you enjoy out of video games. It's I don't think going to be necessarily anything mind-blowing right now. Now, it just released 2 days ago. It does have time to flux, you know, a little bit review-wise. We'll see what else happens with the game as they move forward. It's definitely a live service game. We all know that the games in this genre, if they tend to be received well initially, there is a good potential for them to continue to evolve as we move forward and potentially get better. Dead by Daylight was a game that people enjoyed pretty well from the get-go, and it evolved greatly because people continued to play it. This could have the same potential there, but time will tell, right? Reviews, let's just look at the middle of the road here. Like an 85 right here. Despite the Texas Chainsaw Massacre hiccups, had a blast with it. Diehard fan of the original film. Sumo's Digital's take on its disturbing universe is faithful. Suspense and a lot of fun. Bear in mind, TCM will require a ton of support to maintain an interested player base, but if it gets even half of the love and care that Dead by Daylight receives, it will be a multiplayer staple for years to come. Kind of like what I was just saying, right? A 75 right here says, due to its lackluster beginning experience, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre might be a little obtuse for players that aren't familiar with asymmetrical games. However, players who have plenty of experience with the genre will find a wonderful treat with this game compared to more prominent titles like Dead by Daylight, thanks to its potential for more skill-based gameplay. Interesting. Here, this is funny. Honest review, I put vote 10 just to grow a little bit the review general vote because people reviewing it deserve to play Friday for the rest of their lives. Friday the 13th is what they're talking about. 3 maps, they're amazing, just like the 1974 movie. Game as good as Victims is one of the few scary games. So playing as a victim actually is apparently maybe a little bit frightening, which you would like for it to be that way. Constant anguish, and that makes the game feel very good. Choose your build. Every character has own perks and stats. Playing as killer is pretty good with a variation of 5 killers. Let you experience a different type of play, and same for the killer. You can make your ability, so you can basically build different builds for the characters. If you like this type of asymmetrical horror game, this is one of the best in it. Played with a friend, I think, is the best so far. Hope in the future they'd add maybe a ranked mode or some type of ranked, because for the moment there's just the player level and the character level progression. Real vote would be an 8. It's still not cool, dude. You can't just like put a 10 to try and offset. You need to be real about it. Put the real number in there. But game has so little content, 3 maps, identical layouts, more server glitches. You can imagine. All right, let's see what Steam's saying. Real quick here. No. It's a $40 price point, and it's 85% positive on Steam of over 3,000 reviews now, right? So that's a little bit different than what we're seeing on Metacritic. That's a little bit higher of a review and a much larger data point too. So that's probably a more consistent baseline. I would say, taking into consideration what Metacritic is showing us right now, in relation to what we're getting off of Steam, this thing is probably sitting around about an 8 right now. Maybe a high 7, 7.8, something like that in comparison. This is a high review count right here, much higher than Metacritic, and it's at an 85, which is not bad. That's pretty solid. Let's see what these recent reviews are saying here. How many hours we got in? Somebody with a good amount of hours. I don't want to see a product received for free crap either. Let's see the recent ones. 22 hours on record. Game is crazy good. Just funny how all the Dead by Daylight gremlins have a cramped hand from holding M1 80% of the match, coming to these forums saying dead game, dead game. 10 times more interactive than Dead by Daylight, and it's a blast. Right on. $13.9 hours. So happy that Gun Interactive is back with a new game after their old game, Friday the 13th. The game got shut down due to licensing issues. Yep. I remember spending hundreds of hours on that game, just having a hilarious time and meeting new friends. Texas Chainsaw Massacre didn't disappoint me the slightest bit, having a much more enjoyable time with this than games with this, within the same genre, such as DBD, Dead by Daylight. There is a small DLC for kill animations or weapon skins, but other than that, all the killers, victims, and skins are free, unlike Dead by Daylight. So far, anyways. So far. It looks like it might be worth a check out. You know what I mean? Maybe. If you're into this genre especially, and we might try it out during Scaretober. It's coming up, and we might take a look at it. Yeah. That's the news, peoples. That's the news for today. August 20th, baby. You guys rock. Appreciate you. We're going to go play some Fallout New Vegas for the rest of the day. I'll hit this kind of public service announcement here for the community again real quick. This week is going to be different than our normal weeks. I usually take Wednesdays off. This week, tomorrow will be off for me. I have to switch my days up. I've got some life stuff going on. So I just need to have Monday off. So I'll be taking tomorrow off, and I will stream on Wednesday to make up for it. So only one day off this week still, but it will be a Monday instead of a Wednesday. So plan on there not being any live content tomorrow, and then we will stream live the rest of the week, okay? When we get back on Tuesday, prepare for obviously video gaming news, as we always do to start the streams. Then we'll play day one of WrestleQuest as long as it continues to release on time. It got delayed for a couple of weeks. It's supposed to release now on Tuesday. Whenever we get back, hopefully it'll be released by the time we start streaming. If not, it'll be a Fallout day. But I'll have to see what time the game's supposed to release. But if it releases early enough, we'll play it that day. And then to end the stream that day, we'll be watching opening night live of Gamescom, which kicks off at like 1 o'clock p.m. stream time, or local time for me. And that would be 11 a.m. Pacific or 2 p.m. Eastern, North American times. Convert that to your time or whatever. But we'll watch opening night live to finish the day up on Tuesday whenever we get back to the live streaming content after tomorrow being off, okay? Thank you guys. I appreciate you very much. Thanks for being the amazing people you are, always being a part of what we do. If anybody out there is checking this content out now for the first time, or maybe you're seeing it as a VOD later on after it's been made into a highlight on the Twitch page or put on YouTube as a VOD or whatever. We've got all of our previous video gaming news segments, as well as gaming playthroughs that are segmented into the daily episodes that we did them in, and funny, crazy, wild clips and highlights that have just happened here in the community while we've been live. all that content's out there on the Twitch channel and the YouTube channel. So check some of that stuff out, man. If you're enjoying it, then come hang out with us. We go live at roughly 6 a.m. 6 days a week. Normally it's every Wednesday off. This coming week's a little bit wonky, but usually Wednesdays off. Other than that, 6 days a week. Start at 6 a.m. CST. We kick it off with video gaming news before we dive into whatever video gameplay content we have planned for the rest of the day, man. We're always looking for more cool people that are interested in the world of video games and are just good peeps to come be a part of what we do, man. So come hang out with us. Have a good time. Other than that, man, happy Sunday, guys. I hope your weekend's going well. Stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will catch everybody on Tuesday for our next edition of Video Gaming News. All right?